This is a Emergency Broadcast. Code Red, here we are. Pick up your iPads, your cell phones, and have me and listen to Uncle the Podcast. Watch out. If you're sitting down for this, or if you're standing up, you better get ready for this, because it's gonna hit the eardrums. Uncle the Podcast.
You are listening to Uncle the Broadcast. My name's Aaron. I'm the nephew-in-law. Here with me is the star of the show, Uncle.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. 358. This is the week where I talk about what we talked about last week, but we're giving a few more minutes to have these people when they call in first. They're going to talk about it, and then Ed, if he's ever on that line, you'll get your information about this government stuff.
He'll get his info, huh?
Get an info about it.
Uncle, we have a lot of action in the chats just out of the gates here. We got a lot of people here, which I'm excited about, excited to see.
Who are they?
We're live on the Ocelli Radio Network, as always, but we're also live on Kick. We're live on Twitch. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitter X. I have to repost it on Twitter X, and I think about it with your account. But let's see here. Who do we have in the chat?
Yeah, I'm going to go and personally repost on Twitter X before I step away from the keyboard for a few minutes. So I'm going to make sure I do that, and anybody who sees my post, repost this live stream so we get more listeners on X. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Chuck. We have, let me see who we have. We have, oh gosh, I'm still getting used to a lot of my graphics here. We have Creative Accidents. We have Creative Accidents across a couple different platforms. So he's definitely there. Yeah. He's saying, let's see here.
I like to know I'm talking on this thing.
Uncle, you finally following me on Twitter after 54 years. That's what Creative Accent says. You're finally following him, but have Uncle on in the background. Wait,
I'm finally following him. What's going on here? Just a moment. He hasn't been on a telephone on me.
Well, yeah.
And here we are talking about that now.
That's right.
Oh,
he needs to call. Everybody else needs to call. You can't call. 319-527-5016 every Friday night. Thank you for being here. As I said, Uncle, I got to repost this on Twitter X. We might be getting some special callers / guests that we've been talking about for a while tonight. We don't even know yet.
Yeah, I know. That's why we said give it an hour, because I got to talk to what's his name about his team, then go in from there.
We're gonna need at least an hour to cover that. Yeah.
Hey, this is very cool.
That's my covering it.
This is very cool. I did not realize that on the Franz Simulation Twitter X account, you actually, when you search for it or find it, it comes up and says, it puts a circle around that bald-headed statement that we were talking about earlier. The circle goes around you in pink and says live in pink.
It does.
Where the heck did that come from?
You didn't know that, Uncle, did you?
What the heck are you doing with your examine things here there? So I can't.
I don't know what's happening.
This sounds ridiculous.
I don't know what's happening, but I'm going to
get something accomplished.
It's almost like I know what I'm doing on social media, right?
The social media.
Look, I'm taking
this man.
I'm taking a screen grab. I'm taking a screen grab of this pink weirdness that goes around your picture, and I'm just going to put it up in the live chat room at Ocelli.com for people to see. This is what it looks like. Okay.
Yeah, no, it deserves to be seen, Chuck. I'm glad that you're doing that. Yeah, whenever you're live on Twitter X, there is a little. Yes, there it is. It shows live around you, so that's anybody who happens to be following you can see is like, oh, they're doing some sort of live stream. So let me go see what that is.
Anybody calling in or requesting Skype, I will be away from the keyboard for a few minutes, but I will be back. I just have to get some food together for the boy and the dogs real fast. I'll be right back and get you guys on the air as soon as I see you.
Sounds good. Thank you, Chuck. And again, the number is 319-527-5016. Skype, you type a message to Chuck. He calls you. He is Charles.Ocelli on Skype if you want to come on that way. Thank you for being here, everybody, for watching the show, for listening to it, however you happen to be. If you're on Twitter X and seeing this, do us a real favor and repost. live stream. That would be doing us a great favor anytime that happens. Thank you for that, everybody doing that. Aaron is live. Creative Accent says, yes, we are certainly alive. You followed me last week.
Right now, let's get who you know it on the line. Let's go there, Jim boy.
Well, I think Chuck is away right now, but he's going to be patching those calls in a second, Uncle. But when he comes back, it's going to be exciting. Yeah, we're here. And hopefully we'll get some special calls with our guests. But if we don't, we're just going to enjoy the broadcast as we always do. And we're going to make the most of this, and we're going to talk about all kinds of exciting things that have been going on. My gosh, it's a thrill a minute here, Uncle. I can tell.
I'm going to tell Ed if he gets on.
You do? You have something to tell Ed?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Ed has been warned then. So we shall see.
What are you doing, Mila?
The dog is in here. We're all set up. We didn't do any special live streams other than the regular show last week, Uncle. We didn't do any video game stream. We didn't do
because you had the SACA thing going on this past week.
We were busy.
I know. We were saying that.
I know, but I'm just bringing that back up again. Maybe we can do one this week. I don't know, but regardless, just be watching the channels and look for a live stream. You never know when we'll do one, especially on a weekend when we have time. We'll throw in an old VHS tape, or we'll play an old video game, and we'll make a fun stream out of it. We would like you to be there with us, and we get a pretty good regular crowd in for those streams, and it's always a good time. Those are fun.
Yeah, we got to get working on those picture shows and get into some of them. Not the games. I'm talking about
the live streams.
Yeah.
Oh, with you want to watch some VHS tapes?
Yeah, VHS tapes.
Yeah, we have a huge collection of VHS tapes that we need to tear through.
I know.
I don't know if I brought this up, Uncle, but I found these guys recently that I didn't know of before we started doing the VHS live stream, but they do a similar thing. They do something called the Found Footage Festival. It's these two guys that are professional writers. One writes for The Onion, I think, and the other writes for like some late night show. But they do this thing where they collect old tapes from thrift stores and I think estate sales and stuff, and then they watch them. And then the best ones, they'll do they actually get together and do live events where they do a festival. They've been doing this for years. I never knew about these guys until recently.
So they just came up then.
Well,
here we are talking about this other stuff, and then these guys jump up. No. Subject?
Well, what I'm saying is they were actually doing it well before us, but I just didn't know of them. I never knew about them before, but they've been doing it definitely longer than us, so we can't take credit for doing it first.
No.
So we wouldn't dream of that, but I didn't realize that they had been doing this. But I
was doing this on the side. Never mind doing this kind of stuff.
It's fun.
I just thought I'd been doing it on the side for a little while, and then seeing what happened. What happened was all these things came up.
Well, I love doing it. I don't want to stop doing it. I don't feel like we were taking their idea or anything like that. I just find it interesting that they had been doing it. Creative Accents is saying, Uncle, I'm having trouble reading this. We has a snow in here in Houston, and we made a snowman 6 feet tall.
Yeah. I know Tallahassee had it too. I know where he's going from.
I guess Creative Accents.
The thing went down so far that because we got snow. I mean, the low system passed down, and it went down as far as Florida, actually, and hit Tallahassee and Pensacola and them.
Yeah.
And even in my other sister's house,
there we go.
She had it cold. She had it with snow.
It's record cold, I guess. There's some sort of crazy amount of cold down south.
Down south, yeah.
As Creative Accents is saying, he's in Houston, Texas. They're getting snow. It's unusual.
Yeah.
All throughout the south to have the snow. He said he was on the news for a 6 foot tall snowman he made. So that's cool. Good job getting. I hope it was holding up an Uncle the Podcast banner.
Yeah, I wonder if you could put it on a flame to send it? So?
Well,
I mean, if
there might be a link.
If what's his name did,
drop the link to your news spot into the Ocelli chat, Creative Accents, so that we can watch the snowman
and see if we can see it.
We would like to see it.
Yeah.
So there's that. Press a button, everybody.
Button, people.
Press
that button and push it down.
Press it on all the social medias. We're at Uncle Podcast, YouTube, X, Twitch, Kick, Rumble. We have a Rumble account now, Uncle. We need to get that Rumble rumbling.
Let's get rumbling. Get that thing rumble.
Rumble it up at Uncle Podcast.
Those what you call it? I want to get rumbled on.
Yeah, we need to get rumbled on.
The spacemen.
Yes, the spacemen. We might be talking about spacemen tonight here when we take our calls. We'll see. We'll find out.
Mr. Man there, get back on the lines.
Yeah. When Chuck gets back, I'm assuming we'll get quite a few calls. But Chuck is busy, Uncle, so he's got a lot to tend to there. So we won't worry, because I'm sure when he gets back, somebody's gonna be calling in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess they're waiting.
It's just a matter of who. I'm excited to see who it's going to be. But yes, press the button on our channels. I'm excited about doing all these live streams. We're doing all sorts of great ones. We're just powering through it tonight. Uncle, you're tired.
Yeah, I'm eating my sunflower seeds, actually.
Before the show, you're eating sunflower seeds?
Yeah, I got a load of
Okay, that's good.
I've been doing it.
Okay.
Someone's here. Hello?
I don't
Somebody
know.
Just clicked.
Well, that's just the little Skype thing. Nothing to see here, everybody. I'm trying to understand how to. Oh, God.
Giving you a message?
Oh, God.
He's giving you a message there.
Hold on.
That was a message for you.
Yeah, I know. I'm doing some different things.
You don't know what you're doing yet, and he's giving you something.
Oh, I think Creative Accents. Oh, Creative Accents just sent me images of a snowman. Look at that thing. Boy, that's great. Look at that thing. And we'll have to there it is. It has a hot dog for a nose. Oh, here's the news. Local news. Houston outdo Northerners with its snowmen. It's been 65 years since the city had this much snow. And they have a photo of his snowman there. Pretty good. Click2Houston.com, it says. Well done, Creative Accents. We're proud of you.
There you go.
Making the news there in Houston, Texas. As we know the Uncle Street team can do. It is. What's that?
We saw it.
Oh, you're looking. Oh, yeah. So you can see the snowman. Here it is, Uncle. Here's the snowman. Here, I'll go through the pictures for you. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Those are old pictures of his, so that you can see these. See the snowman with a hot dog nose?
Yeah.
There's that. I'm trying to think. Maybe I can pull these. It's gonna take me a minute to get the graphics into OBS. Oh God, I don't know if I'm gonna muster this right now. But anyway,
there's something to work on there. So I get going. You're gonna start doing something while we're waiting.
I need we need somebody here in studio doing all that stuff. It's hard to be.
You were the man to do all this stuff.
I know.
Not this.
I know.
What are we talking about?
Well, we need another guy in here.
Another guy? We need another thing. You need to set up more stuff.
If you listen to other podcasts that do these elaborate media things with them, there's always some guy who isn't the host, but the hosts always refer back to him like, Dave, you back there? You got this all queued up for us? Did you do this? You got this? Mm-hmm. And then sometimes they'll bring him on mic and the guy will talk. Usually they'll give him a hard time about something, but he'll only talk on a mic for maybe a minute, and then he'll leave. And then he's got to go do his other stuff, like making a hot dog snowman show up on the live stream. So that's a regular thing on these shows, Uncle.
I know. It's a constantly certain thing you got to keep redoing. Constantly doing. I mean,
it's an organic carrot. Oh, I thought it was a hot dog. I could have sworn it was a hot dog, but it's a carrot.
It looked like it. Damn.
Organic carrot. Goodness, well, I got that wrong. Well, anyway, it's a good nose, so that's for sure. Uncle, do we want to broach the topic of, wait a minute, Creative Accents is saying, Uncle, I find all the park squirrels and bunnies in your honor during snowstorms.
Hey,
Yeah.
he fed
them. He fed
you're
them in
talking
your
about
honor.
Eddie's schools.
He said it was in your honor, Uncle. Oh, we're getting a call. My goodness
Wait
gracious.
a minute. Who's this? Wait a minute. I got a call on the line. Who's this? You're on air. Hello?
Hello, caller.
Hello?
Hey, caller.
Caller.
Who
Hi.
is this?
Oh, this is
Hello?
Mrs. Sidekick.
Oh, gosh, we've got two people online. Actually,
Two callers.
Here we go. We can start. I guess we'll start now.
okay, well, let's intro this, Uncle. On the line, we have my wife, Melissa, and we have our friend, Frank. Hello, you two. How are you both doing?
We need, well, I'm letting you have it. You can take the show.
Hello?
Yeah,
Hey,
hello.
what's up? Frank, hello.
Go, Fud. Go, Frank. We've been talking about these Astrums going back and forth.
Yes.
Yeah, come on.
Well, first of all, let's continue with the intro here. We had you, my dear, you were on 2 weeks ago talking about this, right? Was that you were here 2 weeks ago? You're talking about our sightings, but tonight we also have our friend Frank. Frank, let's go to you. Thank you so much for being here, man. I'm glad that you called in.
Man, you called in.
Why don't you just introduce yourself to the audience, who you are, and maybe just talk about the task at hand. Like, when I say UAP or UFO, what do you think?
UFO, unidentified flying object, something in the air, something that we don't know what it is.
Indeed.
I mean, it's crazy.
And that's what we're seeing, right?
There's actually one right now. I'm staring at it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm looking out the window.
So I live behind Franz and Melissa, so we're like kind of neighbors, and we're not too far from each other. Yeah, there's one out the window.
There's one. So you're looking right now at what is it? Like one of those orb things? What is?
I do see it. I see it. It's blinking red and green. Yep.
Red and green.
Okay.
Oh yeah. It's going right towards Frank's house. Yep.
Exactly.
Okay.
So what's weird, like you hear about all this stuff, and we heard about Jersey and everywhere else, but I was kind of skeptical. I believe in it, and I've seen it before. I mean, a long time ago in my 20s, I saw something. I was in Huntington Beach and at a friend's house. Just kind of backtrack real quick, and I was on the patio, and I saw this light come out of the ocean because we're like one block from the ocean. And I was in my early 20s. Ever since then, I've been kind of fascinated by this whole thing. So when you started to hear more and more about that they're coming out of the ocean, these UFOs and, aliens and whatnot, I, was telling my family, see, I told you guys, that's what I saw when I was in my 20s. And so it was just kind of weird. And, I'm in my 50s now, so that was a long time ago. And then what was it, Melissa, a couple of weeks ago when I called you?
Yeah, we've just been almost like talking every night, just kind of sharing stories and look outside. Look at this one. And what was that one? Explain that one that flew right over your house.
Well, the first one that caught my attention, first of all, I have the big sliding glass window, that face out to my backyard, and there's a new tract of homes behind us that they just built. It used to be an empty field. So I could see I have a really good clear view. There's nothing that blocks, my window or anything. And I was watching the TV, which is on the side, same wall as the window. There was this green light that was just flashing, kind of almost like trying to get my attention. And I was looking at it going, what the fuck is that? So I get up and I open the door and I see this green light, and it just starts flashing, and then it turns red. And at that moment, that's when I yelled. I called my father to come outside because I thought, okay, somebody else needs to see this because they're going to think I'm crazy. And that's when I started to take videos and take photos of it. And then he came out. When he came out, it started to move around, and he says, oh, shit, there's another one behind it. And then there was another. So at that time, there was probably 3 other ones that showed up, and I was videotaping and photographing, and it started to go side by side and then kind of disappear. And I think that's when I called you afterwards.
Yeah, he sent me the videos, and and it's only been increasing since.
Yeah, that was
that same one, right? You're like, where? It kind of made a U-turn because we live near a lake, and it made a U-turn and it went over your house.
Yeah, yes, and that was the first video, Franz, that we got, that close one where it was Frank was like, "It's coming over to you," and I said, "Oh my God, it is! It's banking over."
Yes.
And we got that really good video that I posted actually on X of it over the house.
That was the drone style UAP. Yeah, because there's different kinds of these things that we're seeing.
Orbs.
Yeah.
We
it's so old school. So I know UAP, but
Frank, you know what I saw?
What you seeing?
I seen one of these orbs, and these two were in the up here. Of course, I'm looking out the window. I'm looking out my window glass, like you said. I saw this orb go up, showed the white, the whole white, and then came back down.
Oh, wow.
So you saw one of the orbs and
orbs, but it was a white. There's no color, just white.
Yeah. And just so people know, we, all of us, myself, Uncle, Melissa, we all live here in the same house, but Frank lives just down in the same neighborhood, essentially. We're here in Riverside, in the greater Riverside area. We have been seeing these things for the past month. Really, at least the new year hit, and like you're saying, that story where Frank was on the phone, said, "Oh, I see this thing. It's coming your way," and then we saw it. That was early this month, and it's been happening every single night. We've been seeing something in the night sky.
It's been there. It's there. I mean, it's there. Yeah. You just look at it, and it's there.
But Frank, describe the Concorde one, the triangle one that flew over your house that you couldn't even speak. You were stunned.
So again, the same thing, and I can see the lights. Like I'm sitting here talking to you guys, but I'm looking out my window and I could see if it's a plane or anything. So, I kind of saw this bright light, but this time it was brighter than the last one because the other one, again, river was green and then it was red. This was a big white light. So almost like what Uncle's describing, like a bright orb. Right. So I thought, okay, I got up and I opened went outside, opened the screen door. And at that point, it was coming closer, but there was still no noise. It was silent. So, and that's the thing; these things, there's no noise. Yeah. Like even they fly by and you can't hear them.
Yeah.
So as this got closer, again, I call for my witness because I don't want people to think I'm crazy. So I call my father to come outside. He's making his way out. He's like, "What is that?" And he doesn't make it. And I'm standing there and I'm looking up and I couldn't get to my phone because I was like kind of shocked at what I was seeing. So it was like this thing was flying lower than a helicopter. We all know how high a helicopter can fly, but in a residential area, they're not very high. So this was lower than that, and I swear to you that this plane, which looked like the Concorde, it was white, it was triangle shaped, it was silent, flew directly above my house. It was not to the side. It was not to the, it was above my house. And I could see the detail in the style. And I immediately was like, did I just fucking see the Concorde? Or is that the
Concorde came out?
From this silent plane. And I still stand outside to this day, because this was a couple nights ago. And I was like, that's not possible. Like, how does that plane, there's no way. Planes do not fly over our area like that.
Yeah, no, especially not helicopter height.
No. Yeah, and if they
and it was
like that.
It would make a noise if it were, even if it were flying that low. You would hear it. You would definitely hear it that low. Yeah,
definitely would hear it.
And then I'm sitting here thinking, and then I called you again because I was like, "Fuck, you're not going to believe what I just saw." But it's like, did a Concorde just come through a loop and did it fly over? Like, where the fuck did it come from?
Yeah,
but then we all know.
All right. Generally, Frank, we don't usually drop the F-bombs on the Uncle podcast, just so you know. Okay. Anyway, real quick, Aaron, I have a potential Skype caller that might want to ask questions. I don't know if you want to add them in yet or continue on with Frank and Melissa.
Let's drop them in a little bit, but let's keep describing the goings on and what we're seeing for a little bit. But we'll go right to them. So hang in there, whoever you are.
You say when. Okay.
Okay. We'll do. Sounds good. But yeah, let's just okay. So I think we're establishing what's going on here. Frank has seen something early on in his life, so he's been wondering what that is. As of late, everybody seems to be seeing these things. We had the big story with New Jersey, and they were out there. But what we're saying is that out here in Riverside, we have been seeing these things every night.
Almost every single night. No. This is every night it would come out. Mm-hmm. I go out there in the back, boom. Yep. I see something. Yeah, you can't miss them. I mean, they're there. They're there. They're out there.
One would think you got enough fires in California to keep you busy, but no, we got this going too. Okay,
that too.
Fair enough.
That's right.
But it is.
Yeah. So, and there's different kinds of them. We see the same sort of phenomenon over and over again, but they have changed it up. Like every now and then, my dear, we've seen every time we see a new thing, it's exciting, right? When we see a new kind of these things.
Yes. Yeah.
I jump out of them.
Rendition.
Yeah, and I mean, the go-to ones are the orbs and the drone style and the orbs that turn into the drones. We're seeing those all the time.
Drone planes, yeah.
But there have been other things too.
I tell you, this is crazy, but they're out there. I mean, seriously, out there. If people want, just go out and look.
The truth is out there.
At night and see them.
Yeah. You should start sharing the videos and the pictures that you do have on the stream if you can.
Yeah.
Can
you cycle them through?
I have to go through and see what I have. I was thinking about I feel like this whole time I've been in this weird sort of collection phase, and I'm always telling you this,
I know,
that I feel like it came here out of nowhere. It just feels like at some point it's going to disappear just as quickly. I can't help but shake that. So I feel like I'm in this collection phase, and at the point that they just disappear, I'll put it all together and present it. I mean, what do you think about that concept, Frank, of where these things come from, or do you get the sense that they've always been here, or what do you feel about that concept?
No, I get the sense that they've always been here, always. I think they're just how we're seeing them more and more, or we're paying attention more. Mm-hmm. I mean, for me personally, I'm constantly looking up at the sky a lot more now, and I try and make sure that I have my phone on me ever since the Concorde. One that was like that. I don't want. But I think they've always been around. I don't think they're going anywhere. I think as time goes by, we're just going to see them more and more and more.
I don't think they are either. Like I said, it's been increasing the sightings that we've seen. And I get excited. I almost I come out at 6:30. It's dark, and I'm like, "Hey guys!" waving at them up back.
Right?
Yeah, I will be sad. I will feel sadness if I come out and I don't see them anymore. I think if what you say is going to happen, that'll really bum me out.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to know if anybody. I mean, that one that looked like the plane like that? Because there's no planes that look like that right now. That's the one that I'm still stuck on. Did I see something else in that? Am I crazy? But then I actually saw it. And that one is just, I wish somebody else would have seen something like that, or I wish you would have been able to see it.
Yeah. Hopefully this reaches out and somebody will listen and go, I've seen that one.
Because it was low and it was clear. It was day. I could see the detail. I could see everything. I was like, wow, that is.
Oh, that was really a daytime sighting, Frank? That was in the day?
No. Clear as day. No. It was night.
Oh,
it was day?
Oh, clear as day. Yeah.
Now, wait a minute. All these are at night. Let's get perspective here. They gotta be.
Typically, these
you won't be able to see them in the daytime. What are we looking at if we're not looking at them at night?
We had one possible sighting in the day that I'm still unsure of. Even that's what it was. Are you? This is what are you sure of that one that we saw?
I wish we had our binoculars. I can't confirm or even.
Yeah, right.
It was just strange. It was strange.
Yeah, it just looked like
It was like the classic Tic Tac shape that they say. It looks like, a little like white pill. It was right out our back, and it was cruising fast. And planes will like fly back there, but it was just this white shape, no wings, no tail, and just moving quicker than I've ever seen, like through along, the 91 freeway, Frank, is, like that it travels from Riverside straight to Los Angeles to the ocean. Like it was it was during a fire day too, right?
I think that was one of the fire days.
It was one of those fire days.
Fire days.
So
but we're along a flight path. So we've talked about it, Melissa, before. And so my husband's a flight attendant. When I've flown with him, or I see the house, I see the lake and the walls, Riverside. But in our area where we're at, you don't see a lot of traffic. There's the small prop planes, which we talked about. But as soon as the sun goes down and it gets night, it gets really busy out there with things that are a lot lower that, are they planes or are they not planes? Because during the day, you don't see traffic the way you do in the evening or at the nighttime. And that's just kind of what I'm curious. It's like you can tell which are the commercial, planes that, the passengers, because they have their path that they constantly follow. But usually in our neighborhood, the surrounding, tract of homes, there's a lot of traffic with these lights.
Yeah. And I do every time, Aaron knows, I always check the flight tracker app every time. I'm like, let me grab it. Let me just make sure it's what it is. And they're not there. And it's what it is. It's what we think it is. So.
Right.
It's true. Yeah, we're always looking at that thing. We're very familiar with that.
Yeah.
I need to put that on my phone.
Yeah, you're going to need that, Uncle. It's an important thing. Flight tracker. We'll get that on your phone immediately.
Get on my phone.
But how does everybody feel? Do we want to take calls? Do you guys want to see what questions somebody might have?
We want to take calls.
I'm thinking about, let's pipe them in.
Someone might have their own input.
Yeah, let's see what they have.
So if you could, Chuck, go ahead and bring whoever it happens to be.
Have a conversation.
Yeah, attempting to add now on Skype.
Okay, cool. Let's see who we might have. Well, I think I hear them.
I believe they're in.
All right.
Man from Canada, can you hear us?
Oh, I know it's him.
Hello? Okay, we're not getting any sound from you north of the border there. Oh, wait, maybe?
Testing.
There he is. Okay.
There we go.
All right, we have a guest from a word line from last week. Is on the line. And you want information?
Good. Glad to have you, Robin.
Okay, Robin.
Do you have any important questions to ask Melissa or Frank here about these UAP?
Really quickly, regular phone callers who dropped off, please call back in. I will get you in now. I was just waiting for the signal from Uncle and Aaron to add you. And also a quick question from Skype and also the chat room. Somebody's asking if there was any psychedelics involved in any of this, or if Mrs. Sidekick Woman has had a drink or two tonight or not. These are the two questions from the chat and Skype.
We didn't have we don't even have a test drink yet.
I'm just relaying stuff. Go ahead.
No.
Yeah, no, right? Frank says no.
Yeah. That's over. Nope. No. I'm
Mrs. Sidekick Woman, any drinks tonight? That's the question.
Sidekick husband. You can answer that.
Well, no,
When's the last time I had a drink?
But I'm saying that's the way they phrased it. Mrs. Sidekick Woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, but I'm asking. I'm doubling down with Aaron. No, I have no drinks, no psychedelics.
Excellent. Okay, questions answered. Thank you. And again, callers who are on the regular phone line, 319-527-5016, call back in. You will get in quickly this time. Thank you.
Okay. So no to that. So that's that answer. That question's answered. Let's go back to north of the border, Robin. Robin, back to you, sir. What are your thoughts on this? What are your questions about this, if you have any?
Greetings. Well, I'm just kind of curious why these UAPs haven't been visiting my city, because I haven't seen any personally. Any thoughts on that? Victoria, BC, calling in.
Have you checked like online or other applications to see if other people have seen them in your area?
No.
I'm wondering maybe I can do some research and let you know.
Yeah,
Nice.
I think that's an excellent question there, and I think you would probably require more research because due to my following of certain phenomena, I note that in Canada, they don't run to the TV or the internet and stuff as fast as we do in America to report stuff. They just kind of go,
true.
oh, well, that's curious. Okay, well, I guess I'll wait and see if anybody else is talking about it. And that's it. And they don't get excited and rush to things and be like, oh my God, I saw stuff in the sky. So there could be people sitting in various parts of Canada going, well, that's interesting, and not saying anything. Like that is a
True.
sort of a I don't know, a characteristic of Canadian people. No offense to you, Robin, at all, but that is just normal, yeah?
I suppose. I can't say I
Well, I mean,
have any
Canadians.
anecdotal evidence of that per se, but
Well, Canadians see crazy stuff
I wouldn't-
sometimes, and they're a little more laid back about it than Americans, is what I'm saying. You know?
Yeah.
Would you agree?
It's true. I would say so.
See, there's nobody in the America side of this that's going to disagree with me, but I'm curious if you would agree with me. Robin?
Yeah, but other than what I've seen, like I've never even researched our area that if it was out here, just what I would see, on the TV or the.
Yeah,
But if looking out the window,
but what I'm saying is,
the sky,
right, but what I'm saying is potentially if Canadians saw this stuff, they're just more laid back and they don't rush to report it as quickly.
okay.
That's what I'm trying to say. And that's generally the attitude I see when it comes to strange phenomena or biker gangs moving into cities or all kinds of things. They just don't get excited. They just kind of go, yeah, that's kind of happening. Okay.
Another thing is that I'm not out in the evening, so it might just
That's
be that
what I was going to ask because
they might
the
be
temperature's cold.
Harder to
dark,
see. Harder to see in the daytime probably too, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So those are a couple factors we gotta consider here.
Yeah. Do you
But
have a lot of trees
near,
where you're at too?
near military bases, there is a Department of Defense installation not too far from the city of Victoria. Navy folks. However,
Yeah, but you're saying about the trees there, Sidewomankick, about how they could obscure your view.
Are there trees around? That's kind of tough too if you don't have like an opening to where ours is so wide open.
I'm in the city on the 4th floor, so I do have a pretty good sky view, but I'm not out there staring at the sky too often either in the night,
Yeah.
So
you got to do that.
That's what you got to do to see them.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to do that.
So I got to bundle up and take a couple of hikes out there.
Yeah, bundle up, sit out there for an hour and just look, notice some things that are moving around that shouldn't be.
Maybe I'll do that this week and I'll report back.
Yeah, okay.
That'd be good. That'd be good. Please do that.
Aaron, just one note on the YouTube stream. Uncle's volume is slightly like about 75% of yours. I don't know if there's any way to.
I just turned a knob. Check that out.
There you go.
That might have helped. There you go, Uncle.
Yes, but
you're in your proper place now.
Yes.
But I've got a buddy. I got a buddy over, so I'm going to get back to chat with him and stuff. But I thought I'd just call in, say hi, and
all right.
Tell you Big Gerald Sanders is out there.
Thank you, Robin. We'll talk to you soon, man. Get out there and see what you can see in the Canadian sky. We would love to hear it.
I'd like to hear.
Talk to you guys soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess back to us, and let's go back to Frank. Frank, do you find, are you like, what gets you looking at the sky? Do you look at the sky often? You go outside at night? Like, what's going on? What makes you see these things? What's going on there?
Morning, day, and night. I'm constantly looking up. It's especially more now. I don't know. It's just I've always had this fascination. I've always been fascinated by this stuff. It's like we can't be the only ones here, and I think there's more out there. And like I said, ever since I saw that one in my 20s, I'm like, something's out there. It's not just that. It's like something doesn't come out of the ocean and go into the sky. And yeah, so it's just ever since then, I walk and I look and I'm constantly looking, and David thinks I'm crazy, who's my husband, just because it's constant. And, where are you? He's looking for me. I'll be outside looking. I'm like, what's up there? I don't know. I'm just fascinated by this.
You need to ask David to ask the pilots what they've seen on his next flight, because he flies international all the way to New Zealand and back. They for sure have seen them. I've seen so many videos.
Yeah, so they have, but I guess so. Most pilots are afraid to talk about this kind of stuff, from my understanding. So his sister, or his brother-in-law is a pilot for UPS, I think. I want to say. He's come out and said that he's seen, he sees things like this all the time. But most pilots don't want to say anything from what I've heard, but there is, and they do see them.
I'm trying to see it so much that it just, who are you going to tell? What are you going to tell?
Hard to explain from a pilot standpoint, maybe.
Yeah, I could see how, as a professional, you wouldn't want to get into it because it makes you look bad. It might jeopardize your career or whatever. So that makes sense.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, it's attached to. Can you imagine just attaching anything like that to your career? When I think of even if I were to go about even attaching this show somehow directly to my day-to-day job, that doesn't jive. You know what I mean? So it's like a similar thing to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I only started this for doing it on the side. I started all this thing to do it on the side for me.
That's right.
And look how far it's gotten.
Sidekick, Sidewomankick, so much on the side going on right now.
That's a side.
Yeah, well,
it's a side project.
Side project. That's what actually it is.
Uncle the side project.
That's what it was supposed to be, and that's what I had it started as. And
it's still
going. What was the main project, Uncle? What was the main project that this is the side project? Sweeping?
Well, it was no. It was making his food and stuff, and people wanted to see.
Oh, you're talking about your food videos on Instagram.
Food videos and stuff.
Okay, your TikTok.
That comes first.
That came first, and then after that, it followed. Up there it comes.
Well, Uncle the podcast is its own unique animal. There's no doubt about it. And I feel like it's different in that it was born out of our just everyday lives and saying, hey, look, our everyday lives are interesting. Let's make this into a thing. But what I'm saying is, back to the weird point we're making, is that I can understand how a pilot wouldn't want to deal with this. It's like, I just want to keep flying and not have to worry about this. And I'm sure they have their ideas about it, but they probably just talk to, the people they know.
Or maybe it's an underlying rule that you can't talk about it, that, hey, you're going to see this, just zip it.
Yeah, my understanding they're not allowed to talk about it. They weren't, because I think a while back they were encouraged to come out and speak out about it, but a lot of them just kind of don't want to think, people think that they're crazy,
Yeah.
We're not crazy. We see these things. That's what's the funny part of the whole thing. Actually, on our eyes, we saw what we saw. And, and something white comes up from the thing coming up straight, not side to side, up straight. Hello, goodbye. It's just something like that.
It is.
It's like that. You're laughing, but that's how it is. That's how these boys do.
I want to know something else from you, Frank. We've been seeing the orbs. We've been seeing the drones. And again, the orbs turning into drones. Have you seen these two things? Have you been seeing these same things, or have you been seeing other things?
No, that's all I've seen, just the drones in the plane like one.
Okay. Yeah, because the orbs are like a regular thing. There's even a spot where we're always looking, Sidewomankick. Every night, it's like you can just go to the window and look in the same spot. Like, there it is. There's one or two of them floating together all the time.
It's there right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you have a view. Your view is bigger than mine, so I don't get that because of the way my house is set.
Yeah,
Your
you
time
should.
stuff.
Yeah, you should come over one night. We can show you the orbs, like what we're talking about. Those ones that just hang out over Corona all night long.
You can see our backyard. You come over one night and look out our backyard, and you'll see what we're talking about. All right, Ed? I mean,
Frank.
Frank?
Yeah.
You come over, Frank, and so
It'll be great. Yeah. Yeah, these things are there. The orbs.
They are there. I mean,
they're orbing.
They're orbiting around only at night. But of course, like we all saying, they don't want nothing to do with his hour.
No.
So they're waiting to do my hour to come out and investigate.
True.
So that's what they do. They come in my hour. And I appreciate it. That's something to talk about.
It is.
That's what I like to talk about. Something to talk about.
They have a regular schedule.
Yeah, I do.
Yes, you do too. They appreciate that about you, and that's why they show up for your show.
They come to my show and they do that. And they know. Because I've been actually out there since this all has been going on. I've been out there watching them too.
They're creatures of habit. We're creatures of habit. It just kind of works out for everybody that way.
I just wish they came down and just gave us a little talk.
Yeah,
that's the only missing part. A missing talk.
That's nice.
Can you imagine if somebody came down?
Yeah. Do you gotta get going, Frank?
You going?
Yeah, I do. Sorry, I have to run.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for coming on here, man. I really appreciate you calling. I really do. It was great.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we'll do it again sometime.
Yes. Okay. Please come back sometime. We'll talk more about this and have a good night, man.
Have a good night.
All right.
Okay, there he goes. There goes Frank, our friend and neighbor, the initial contactee in this whatever this is. Sidewomankick, what are we doing? Where are we going? Why is this happening? What are we doing? Where are we headed? What is this? Inform us.
I'm still staying optimistic that they're really worried about us and they're just waiting just to see how bad we can turn. I don't know.
They're seeing how bad it gets.
We're friends to them. Now, wait a second. Now, let's put this put it in perspective.
Okay.
We're friends to these people.
Okay.
All of these people coming down, they're not scared of us because they're coming down and they're showing us stuff.
They seem to be showing off, whatever it is.
They're showing off to us.
They want to be seen.
I
absolutely believe that. They want to be seen.
And every evening we go in the back and we see these things.
Yeah.
Yes.
Boy, like I said, it was shocking me that one time when it came up there and went up and down, that still got to me.
Were you by yourself that time?
That
Uncle?
time when I was by myself, yes, I was by myself.
He had a good one.
You two,
we missed it.
You two were up in your rooms, and she was about to jump in the shower, and then by the time she got into the shower, hello, goodbye. Boom. It was that fast.
We missed it.
It was that fast.
Oh, man.
You had to be out there, see him, and go down.
Okay.
That's how fast it is.
Jeez.
That's what these orbs do.
Okay.
Now I see how they operate. That's how they do it.
Yeah, sure is.
I mean,
nephew-in-law.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, since you're government man, can you say on here, after a month of seeing these, that you've probably written off they're not government, they're not human-made?
It only counts in California? I mean, there's been months of seeing this on the other coast. Hey,
I'm saying what he's seen with his own eyes, because in the beginning he was skeptical.
Yeah, but he's been observing this before it showed up in Cali, right? Because you saw the New Jersey reports before.
Not really.
Well, the thing that's different about that, Chuck, was it was just secondhand accounts. Yes, I heard all these people talking about it.
AI videos. He had a lot of
so there was some
the
fakes.
Thing is, until I believed that people were seeing something. However, yes, in this age of advancing AI imagery and in this age of advancing drone technology,
so you weren't
without
100%.
me seeing it,
Okay.
I was like, something's happening there, but what is it? I don't know.
Okay, so until it showed up in your backyard, you weren't 100% on.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. Go ahead.
Correct. Well, I'm trying to play it safe here, Chuck. I hope that I continue to do that, and I'm trying to remain skeptical and not just going off the deep end believing what I feel like I want to believe, because I feel I've done this in the past. I want to catch myself from doing it again, quite frankly. And wait, what was the question, Sidewomankick?
No, you're kind of answering it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm open to anything. What I do know is that these things are real. I see them, as we're saying, we see them every single night. I have not seen them any other time in my life except for the beginning of this year. Yeah. And now I see them every single night. That's a very crazy dichotomy. To go my entire life and not see anything like this, to going every single night and seeing several of them constantly, basically all night long. They're there. I can just go look out the window and there's a couple of them flying around. Okay. That's pretty wild. So it's definitely there.
I said that.
Yeah, right. There's no denying it. It's something different. It's something.
It's something different to see.
Yes,
and my point was that
it is
to see something different than the same old stuff.
All right. Now speaking of same old, just so you know, you're running overtime now. Okay. And yeah, can you believe that?
Oh.
And
I'm talking this. I can imagine.
We're doing a good job tonight.
We're doing a good job on it then, Chuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Make it a little longer.
Hey, I'm just letting you know you're already over. All right. So the other thing is, one of these days, I got a Skype piece of feedback here. One of these days, they want the complete story about Sidewomankick freaking out over the X blimp, they said. So I vaguely remember that. There was like an X blimp in the air or balloon or something that was flying overhead and freaked her out. Is that true?
Oh, no. It was the first Elon launch, right? About 8 years ago.
Leon launch.
You guys, this was the first launch. I didn't know it was happening. You can imagine anyone seeing the bright white streak.
Right.
I freaked out. I was like, what are we seeing? I didn't know it had launched. It was off Vandenberg.
Right,
and that was I think that was his initial satellite launch.
Okay. No, I'm just relaying the message from Skype.
I have an excuse.
Yeah, no problem. I'm just relaying the message from Skype because they were asking that question and challenging, whether you're overreacting. But then they answer their own question a little later by saying, but Franz is saying he's seeing it too. It's not just Sidewomankick and this stewardess. He says Frank is a stewardess?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that Frank was a stewardess. Okay.
No, he's a designer.
Okay, he says he's called Frank a stewardess. I'm sorry. He said Sidewomankick and the stewardess over there might see it, but Franz sees it too, so I know it's not an overreaction. But that's what he says.
But I do get excited. I do overreact. Okay. That's me.
So it's not outside of the realm of possibility. So it's not outside of the realm of possibilities that you could overreact. No. Okay, just checking. I'm not trying to make this isn't my feedback.
I know.
So okay. Anyways, guys, you're already over by about 7 minutes. So I mean, up to you.
Okay, well, look, we can close this out here. I think we've made our point. I'm glad that
point tonight.
I'm glad that Frank came back came on.
Came on, actually.
That was cool.
That was nice of him to come on to explain what he's seen.
That was a pleasant surprise.
I like that.
Yeah. So I think what we're getting together here, and I think what my purpose is in this is like, look, this is a family affair within the house. We're seeing this every night here from our house, but we're also, our friend and neighbor is also seeing it. So it's a neighborhood thing.
It's a neighborhood operation.
But it's
bottom line is to see what's in the sky.
Yeah.
And that's exactly it.
So our day-to-day experience is corroborating these strange reports that you're hearing online, which, as you were saying, Sidewomankick, like I was having trouble believing because, so much stuff hits me from online. I won't allow myself to believe it anymore because there's so much stuff that should not be believed, frankly.
My belief and my shows better stop believing. Your shows completely don't stop believing my shows.
Okay.
That's all I can tell you. So
this is the ultimatum for tonight, Uncle?
Yeah, ultimatum.
That's the theme song.
Okay, I'm glad I know what I need to do.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, these things are real. We're seeing them. It's exciting. I'm energized by seeing these things. You know that.
Right. It's a little spark of optimism in a really tough time. That's how I think of it. So
yes, absolutely.
And what gets me is Nana getting out there and looking. That's what's getting me. I was shocking. Shocking and just her looking at it. It's what's got me going.
It's getting serious out here. But anyway, let's close this out. Sidewomankick, would you like to give any shout-outs tonight to everybody?
Go ahead.
I'll shout out to Frank. Thanks for coming on. And we got to get together and come out here and look at some more orbs.
Mm-hmm. Orb party. Okay, well, thank you for coming on here. Orby. Let's see here. Uncle, do we have any shout-outs that we need to give, you think? It's basically just us and my better half here.
And I had a good out for everybody that was listening and that were on all for your shout-outs. That's what I can put it.
Yeah, thank you, everybody, for watching, listening, however you do. Share the show around. That helps us out tremendously. It's a tremendous help.
By the way, I have one other question. I have seen my friend in my speaker here.
You see your friend? It's inside a speaker. Your friend.
The orb guy.
The orb is inside.
He's looking at me.
Well,
he was looking at me.
Well, shout out to the orb band friend.
Hey,
Uncle's friends live in speakers.
What? No, they were on the scoop here.
Uncle,
on this thing.
We said, Uncle, your friend lives in a speaker.
They were orbing.
Okay.
As we were talking about them.
We're orbing.
They were orbing it, showing me.
Listen. I thought your friend lives in a speaker. I'm sorry. My mistake.
I believe I know what's going on here.
What do you know what's going on? I saw the man. I saw him. He was the orb guy.
Yeah.
He was an orb.
Yeah.
Face like you usually see.
All right, Sidekick, catch up, Sidekick. He sees it, so it's there, okay? There it is.
It's there. It's there.
Okay, it's there.
But it's not showing in front of you people.
That's right.
No. You don't need to show everybody. No. You don't need to show everybody your business. Your friends live in speakers or orbs or whatever.
Exactly,
it's all you.
Exactly.
I got it. It's fine. All right, then.
Hey, yeah. So we're all perfectly clear on that now. That's good. That's the best part about all this.
And that's the way it is.
What a great show, Uncle.
I'm getting into stuff, though. This is what's surprising me.
Uncle live every Friday on Ocelli.com, at Uncle Podcast on X, on YouTube, on Twitch, on Kick, on Rumble. Follow us. We're on those things.
Dancer and Prancer and excited sidekick woman.
Man, we're everywhere, Uncle. This is great. UncleThePodcast.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you for street teaming the show all over the streets. It really helps.
Street cream. Okay.
Uncle, bring us home for this week.
358 is in the books. Bye-bye.